Fresh baked, it's the 12th of February. That means that it is time for Disney to raise ticket prices for Disneyland and Disney World. I mentioned that because February 11th or thereabouts has become sort of an unofficial price increase date. We've come to get used to it at about this time of year. Now, this will be the third video that we've done on this subject, with the previous versions having me discuss mostly the reasons why it's nothing more than just a customary yearly occurrence. Disney has raised the prices for tickets every year since 2002. It's only been really a question of when. When in the year will they do it? We've even got this handy little breakdown, this table of year-over-year price increases for that time period. And it shows that this year's price increase is on time and on par. Nothing too out of line here. The average increase is usually about 6.4%, leaving only the single day, one park, peak season ticket exceeding that 6.4% increase. This table, though, does not include year-over-year increases for annual passes, and I say that because this year the increase is notable. It is significant. Here's another table for you. This table indicates the year-over-year changes for all the measurable annual passes between this year, last year, and then whatever I could find to fill in the blanks for 2016. Now, last year in 2017, we saw the same sort of nominal increases in the 6% range for annual passes, but this year, 3 passes went up by at least 17%. Incredibly, the Signature Pass went up $150, which is a lot, with the Deluxe Pass going up $110 and the SoCal Pass going up $80. And these increases appear to reconcile with some commonly held beliefs about annual passes. The first being that APs are the most obvious and quickest route to reducing overcrowding in the park, i.e. by pricing people out. But then also that fans and Disneyland pass holders are prepared to keep paying more and more for these annual passes. But I would caution fans not to rush to this assumption, because even if we agree that 17% is a measure to perhaps price some people out of renewing their passes, that it is a measure to address an overcrowding issue, it is not a full measure by any stretch of the imagination. It's not even a half measure. It's barely a quarter measure, if that, in my opinion. Now, I say that based on a very simple observation. I think we can all agree that Disneyland is more crowded than it's ever been. Every year, it seems like it's getting more and more crowded than the year before. And yet, prices for annual passes since 2012 have literally doubled. The Signature AP, or previously known as the Premium AP, sold in 2012, if you can remember this, for $499, and today it's being sold for $999. In that same time frame, the price for a regular ticket for a single day admission to the park went from $87 to $117, or roughly a 34% increase. Further, all we gotta do is look at the price increase from 2012 to 2013, which will terrify you if you don't remember, because I do. I remember that price increase. As I mentioned, a Signature AP in 2012 was sold for $499. Then in June of 2013, the prices went up $170 to $669. That's an increase of $170 or 34%. That's just in 1 year. Now, it probably would not surprise anyone to learn that it was right about the same time in June of 2013 that we first started hearing the rumors of Star Wars Land, that Disney was planning to build a Star Wars Land in both Florida and in Disneyland. As such, one could argue that that increase in 2013 was not so much an increase in order to impact crowd control, but more as a fundraising measure for Galaxy's Edge. This was seed money for Star Wars Land. So the question is, I guess, is this larger than usual increase in 2018 a crowd control measure, which many think it is, or is this another funding measure? Now, as I mentioned previously, as a crowd control measure, this is not a full measure. Pass holders have already proven that they have not yet met the number that will significantly impact their legion. If 34% was not enough, I doubt that 17% will be enough either. So is it then we're preparing for another expansion? Is this Marvel money? Is this new Fantasyland money? Is this new Tomorrowland money? On that note, I think this is most likely Marvel Land seed money. That is not to say that Disney isn't interested in also using annual passes as a crowd control measure. One thing I'm pretty confident in, though, is that Disney is not interested in wiping out annual passes completely. Annual passes are a fantastic way of providing guaranteed, predictable income. With annual passes, Disney knows. They know how much they're going to earn with certainty from those ticket sales. And that's not something that any company in any field is willing to give up. But this comment from Susie Brown, a Disney spokeswoman, is worth scrutiny. Per Susie Brown, Disney will be reshaping their annual pass program to better manage the guest experience throughout the year, which will help all Disneyland Resort guests have a great visit, particularly as they look forward to the opening of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in 2019. Two important takeaways from this otherwise vague comment. First, that Disneyland is going to reshape their APs to help all Disney guests. And two, they're going to reshape Disney APs specifically to prepare for Galaxy's Edge in 2019. From this, we can assume or infer that Disney is planning on reshaping these passes to make more allowances for single-day ticket holders, and also to sort of carve out, possibly, Star Wars Land or Galaxy's Edge access for annual pass holders. This reshaping will most certainly include another healthy increase in prices next year. It could possibly include something a little more drastic, though I say this is kind of remote, but it's possible that they could do something as drastic as eliminating the monthly payment option. Now, it needs to be understood before we continue that Disney has long played a very thin game with the balance between maximizing the crowd levels, maximizing profit from ticket sales without getting overcrowded. I think that it would benefit a lot of people to get over the idea that Disney is interested in reducing crowds at the park. They do not want to reduce crowds at the park. They don't want a half full park. They don't even want a 75% full park, which is exactly why I don't think they're going to eliminate the monthly payment option. It's for one very important reason. In doing so, they would in fact sell fewer annual passes, but they would also make less money, less guaranteed money. Now, one could argue that you could mitigate those losses by selling more single-day tickets, and that's what a lot of people want. They want fewer APs sold to make room for more single-day ticket holders, and that is true. You could do that. But then you haven't cured the overcrowding problem at all, have you? You've simply replaced one batch of ticket holders for another. The park is still going to be just as full. And this is a point that I think is worth restating. Eliminating the monthly payment option will not cure the overcrowding problem. All it will do is reduce the number of annual passes sold. There is still plenty of demand for Disneyland tickets. There's so much demand. It'll fill in whatever blanks are left, whatever holes are left by annual passes. More than enough people will buy single-day tickets to fill those gaps. So what then of the comments that they're going to reshape the Disneyland annual pass? Well, I feel like what this means is they're going to get more creative with pricing. They're going to get more creative with the benefits being offered. They're going to get more creative with blackout dates. They might even get more creative with which parks you can see on a given day. Or, matter of fact, which lands you can see. And by that, I mean Galaxy's Edge, of course. Something to the effect of maybe only signature APs will have access to Galaxy's Edge for the first few months that it's open. As such, I would expect Disney to put even greater price pressure on the top tier, on the no blackout date tier of passes. They're going to be even harder to afford those annual passes. Either way, I don't think we've reached that number. We have not achieved that price line that will significantly impact the number of annual passes sold. People will say that they object. They'll say that they've had enough, but I mean, all you got to do is look at the historical sales and see that they're buying more annual passes than ever, even at the new price lines. But I do predict that we will get closer to finding that number next February, because the passes being sold at that time will start to intersect with the opening of Galaxy's Edge. The changes made next February, assuming that they do it on schedule with the way they've been doing it the last few years, the changes that they make next February will determine who gets into Galaxy's Edge and for how much. And we'll end this discussion with a question for you AP holders, or for those of you who are looking to get an annual pass in time for Galaxy's Edge. Assuming only signature passes get in, how much would you pay for an annual pass next year? You can make your choice in the poll. Are you already out, or would you pay something like $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, or would you maybe take a chance with a single-day ticket? And we'd otherwise love to hear your thoughts on the subject in the comments below, you guys. And until next time, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and know this, that no matter what happens between now and next year, Fresh Baked will be there, and we'll see you then. Fresh Baked, guys. We've got lots more videos for you to see, so grab a churro and check out some of our other videos and have your mind blown by how much fun we're having. We truly are the best of Disney Bake Fresh Daily. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Fresh Baked!